Welcome back to Evoluna. In today's episode, we are going to lift the veil on one of life's greatest illusion, the comfort zone. It looks like a safe haven, a place where everything feels predictable and under control. But in reality, it is the most dangerous place to live, because while it protects you from discomfort, it quietly steals your growth, your freedom, and your future. The comfort zone is built brick by brick from habits, from routines, and patterns that once served a purpose. It is the daily rhythm that feels familiar. Waking up, repeating the same rituals, meeting the same people, working the same job, dreaming the same limited dreams. It looks like stability, but it's more like a cage. A bird in a cage may be safe from predators, but it loses the very thing that makes it a bird, and that's its wings. So safety without growth slowly becomes captivity. There's an old saying about doing the same thing every day while expecting a different results. It's called insanity. The comfort zone is the slippery road that leads there. The way out is through a new standard. Compare yourself not to others, but who you were yesterday. Ask, am I a better person today than I was yesterday? Am I doing everything I can to be better tomorrow? This mindset keeps you in constant development. It protects you from mediocrity, from the trap of average. Never settle for being ordinary. Always aim higher, because growth is not about outpacing others. It's about evolving yourself. And comparing yourself to idols can be really dangerous, because they started life with a totally different background, different childhoods, different schools, different friends. But instead of comparing, learn from them. Study those who already have what you really want. It proves that what you desire is actually possible. Your heroes are human too. Their differences are often smaller than you think. The comfort zone becomes dangerous the moment the world begins to move, which is every moment. Nothing ever stays still. Even at the atomic level, everything vibrates. Tesla once said, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Technology evolves, economies shift, relationships transform, societies reinvent themselves. What was safe yesterday is irrelevant today, and most probably gone tomorrow. This is why self-reflection is essential. Ask yourself, where my actions and reactions come from? Why do I respond differently in different situations? Most of our facts are simply beliefs installed in us long time ago, and many of them expired years ago. Science itself shows how fragile facts can be. What's accepted as truth today is overturned tomorrow. So, stepping out of the comfort zone begins with questioning your own programming. Do your beliefs serve you or do they chain you? Remaining still in a moving world doesn't preserve safety, it guarantees decline. Comfort becomes the slowest form of self-destruction, not through collapse, but through gradual erosion. That's why we must keep our minds sharp and refuse stagnation. The comfort zone is not outside of us, it lives within. It is not a wall of stone, but a wall of belief. It whispers, don't try, stay where you are, be happy with what you have. That whisper is guarded by fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. The illusion says, if you never risk, you will never hurt. But the truth is, if you never risk, you never leave. So, the path forward is like hiking toward a distant horizon. At first, you see only outline. You don't know every twist of the path, but you move anyway. And as you move, the horizon reveals more and more. That's how life works. Clarity comes through movement. Even if your first step is wrong, you can always adjust. The only true mistake is standing still and not making the step. And you must know your destination. Without a direction, you walk in circles. That's why an inner compass matters. Aligning logic, wisdom, and intuition. We all have it. It is programmed into us. This is a natural system that guides us forward when we choose to listen. Think of the circus elephant who talked previous videos. As a baby, it is tied to a rope it cannot break. It struggles, learns defeat, and gives up. Years later, it's strong enough to uproot trees, but it never dries. The only chain holding it is a memory. And humans are no different. We live on autopilot 90-95% of the time, repeating the same thoughts and actions day after day. We remain tied by ropes from years ago, a childhood failure, a harsh comment, a single rejection. And so we stay still, stronger than we realize, yet never moving. But history is full of those who broke free. Einstein stepped outside the accepted science of this time. Tesla thought beyond convention and though he was ridiculed, he was brave enough to imagine differently. Nelson Mandela stepped beyond the silence of comfort into the risk of imprisonment because freedom was worth it. So, every breakthrough, every transformation, every act of greatness was born outside of the cage. Growth begins where fear begins and comfort dissolves. The so-called safe zone is revealed as the danger zone. It drains potential, robs futures, and convinces people to trade the possibility of life for the certainty of survival. The real tragedy is not a failure. The real tragedy is reaching old age and realizing you never discovered what you could have become. Nobody wants to sit at 80 or 90 years old whispering, I should have tried, I should have lived. But here's the shift. Breaking free doesn't require a leap. Freedom is found in small, deliberate steps. Movement begins with the decision. One step outside what feels comfortable is enough to weaken the illusion. With each step, the cage expands, confidence grows, and self-belief deepens. Soon you see the patterns. Nothing is impossible when clarity, desire, and action align. So, exercise for today. Take your notebook or your phone. Write down 3 areas where you feel safe but stagnant. Career, relationships, health, anywhere what comes to your mind. Next to each, note a single action you avoided because it felt uncomfortable. Choose one. Commit to doing it this week. That step will loosen the rope, proving that what felt impossible is within reach. And when the rope loosens, you'll remember safety was never in the cage. It was always in your wings. So, the comfort zone illusion is a powerful, but it dissolves the moment you move. When you move, you realize the life you thought was safe was never safe at all. It was only familiar. Real safety, real strength, real freedom live outside the cage, where growth begins. So this is Evoluna, guiding you beyond illusions into a real freedom. If this message resonated, share it, subscribe it, and let's grow together, because freedom always starts in a mind.